welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So in today's video I am going to do a simple clean makeup look, natural look. So I already did my eyebrows of the camera and my lashes, and I did put my I did my eyeshadow of the camera, and I'll put the link in the description box below. So now this is my aloe vera omega 3 from Clicks. I got it in a set, in a collection set. So it was night and day cream, and then a face wash and the toner. So I'm using this one. It's SPF 15 to protect my skin from whatever that I'm gonna put on. So now I'm gonna move on to the second step, which is priming my face with multi-action protecting primer from Essence, and I will leave all the details of the list of the products on the description box below, where I got them and also for how much. So I also use this one to protect my face from the foundation. The first one was also to protect my face from the foundation and the sun, so because it has SPF 15, and this one, I don't think it has SPF 15. It doesn't have SPF 15. So I'm now going to move on to the second step, which is using my foundation Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Cocoa Cacao color. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but like I said, I'll put everything in the description box below. So this is my first time using Wet n Wild. I've always wanted to use it. I wanted to see how it's like because it's affordable. I bought it for 140 at Clicks, and at first, before this COVID pandemic, it was $100. So I did a review video on how I see the Wet n Wild foundation, Photo Focus foundation. I will leave the link to that video in the description box below. So yeah, I'm using my beauty blender right now to blend out the foundation on my face. You can see that I am tapping. I'm not wiping. I'm tapping the foundation so that it lays perfectly on my skin. So you can use a brush if you don't want to use a blender, but I prefer using a blender because it blends out everything. It makes it look more natural. But if you want a full glam, you can use a brush for that. It will help you achieve the results that you want. So I continue to blend. And another thing, you can add a lot. As you can see, I did put I put a small amount because this is like a soft clean makeup tutorial. But if you want a lot, you can add a generous amount of the foundation. So I continued to tap on my face and make sure that I cover all the areas of my face. Of course, I did not put a lot of foundation underneath my eye because I am going to contour and highlight my face. So, but if you know that you're not going to contour and highlight, you need to make sure that you cover also the bottom part of your eye. I don't know what they call that area, so just make sure you cover all that. But I was covering where I know that I won't be contouring or I won't be highlighting. So other people are able to do that without, are you able to have a full makeup without a foundation? I haven't tried that, but I will. I'll try it out and see how it's like to have a full makeup without a foundation. So now I'm moving on to the next step, using Wet n Wild concealer. It's also my first time using it. Photo Focus concealer corrector. I'll put the color of the concealer in the description box below. So now I'm highlighting my under eye. I'm putting on the concealer. Because I want it to be a clean makeup look, not a full glam, I'm not going to add too much of the concealer. I'm just gonna add a generous amount, and then now I'm using a sponge, a triangle sponge, to blend out everything. You can use any in this part of your face, on this part of your face, but when it comes to underneath your eye, you need to use exactly this one to make sure that it covers all the areas under your eye. So what I did was to continue blending. I'm blending on the areas that I want to see popping up when I take pictures. So yeah, this is where you do your highlighting. So when you are blending out your concealer, you can also spray your setting spray on the sponge, and then you continue to blend it out. This will help your makeup last longer, since you know that your setting spray, it sets your makeup and help you to last longer. So you can spray your setting spray on the sponge, and then you blend it out. Just make sure that you don't spray too much of it, and then you blend it out where you have your concealer, more especially when you're using a matte concealer, because you can use a matte concealer to highlight your face. So now I am moving on to the next step, which is contouring. I'm using a dark rose, a foundation stick from Signature. It fell on the floor, so I had to take some that was left on the floor and put it straight on my face using my fingers. But since it's a stick, you can use a stick straight, or you can take a brush and then you blend, instead of putting that foundation on your face straight with a foundation stick. You can use a brush instead. It helps you, that one, a lot, because now you won't put too much of it. You put just the right amount, but I prefer using this way myself. But like I said, you can also use the other one. So contouring helps you blend your color on your head, your color on your neck, with the color on your face. So you know that the color on your head, the color on your neck is not the same. So I'm using this brush to blend out, as you can see, the color of my ears with the color on my neck, with the color underneath my chin, with the color on my face. So if you blend, you need to give it time. You blend the color and you'll have nearly the same color. You won't have like a light skinned face with a dark neck, but instead you're gonna have that Eyebrow look that will balance the color on your neck and the color on your face. That's the whole point of contouring. When you are blending, you blend it on your chin, you blend it inwards, so it made the concealer, and then on the lower part you blend it out, as I'm doing in this video. So you blend to make sure that whatever color that you have, it's well blended. So you need to make sure that you use your brush correctly, so you don't end up covering the concealer. Remember, we had the concealer earlier on to highlight our face. You blend inwards on your chin, and then on the lower part you blend outwards. And then, so now I went on to take that brush again to blend my concealer out. You see, now I have that defined color. The mixture of the concealer and the foundation stick, just a blend of it, the Eyebrow blend on the cheekbones. So I'm doing the very same thing on my forehead as well. So I'm blending out the concealer just to meet that one. So now I'm gonna take this brush and then I'm gonna contour my nose. So the whole point of contouring your nose is to make it look a bit slimmer than its normal size. That's a part of makeup, you know. So I usually contour from up, others contours from just on the bridge nose going down, but I usually prefer to contour from my eyebrows going down, so that if it looks slimmer from my eyebrows going down. So make sure you use a flat brush for this procedure. So now I'm going to do the next step, which is powdering or setting the powder. So I use a white powder matte from Essence. I know that I sweat a lot, so I make sure to use a matte setting powder. It's a matte pressed setting powder in a white color. I'll put all the description the details in the description box below. So because I know that sometimes it's very difficult to get your powder off, I make sure to not set it. I really don't set it. I put it on and I blend it out immediately because it's white, so it's gonna do the job regardless. So I'm not gonna let it set because it might be difficult for me to take it off. So other people prefer to do it this way, others they let it set. So I make sure not to let it set because I find it difficult blending it out. So I'm also doing the very same thing on my cheekbones underneath it, just to define that line. Remember when I was putting the contour, I did not contour that part. So I'm putting the powder where I had the concealer and where I did not have the foundation stick. I did not put the foundation stick where where I'm putting the powder now. So the mattifying compact powder, the brown one, I'll give you the color in the description box below. I put it where I had my foundation stick. So when I put my foundation stick and brush it off, I am going to powder that with the compact powder from Essence. So where you put your concealer, you need to powder it. So I did that, and then I put my concealer, I powdered it. I put my foundation stick, I powdered it. So I powder with white where I put my concealer, and when I had where I had my foundation stick, I powdered that with brown. So you know, I mean, makes sense, right? So now I'm gonna move on to the second step, which is lining my lips. I'm lining my lips with a brown eyeliner. I'm going to make a nude Ombre lipstick. Remember that the whole point of today's video is to create a clean, natural makeup look. So I'm doing that now. I really highly recommend that you line your lips before you put any lipstick. It just forms this it forms this look. I don't know how to explain it, but you have to. It's highly recommend. I highly recommend that you line your lips all the time, even if it's just a small thing that you want to do on your lips. Just make sure that you line your lips, unless if you're putting a gloss alone. But sometimes other people, even when they're putting a gloss, they make sure to line your lip. It just directs your lipstick on where it should be and where it should shine the most. So this is how I normally do my Ombre lipstick. So now I'm taking the very same powder. Remember where I had my foundation stick, I have my pressed powder in brown color. So that's what I was doing on my nose as well. And then I was also cleaning up with that beauty blender that I was using to put my white compact powder. So I went back just to highlight it a bit, you know. Yeah, I went back to put on the lipstick so it looks more nice. So now I'm cleaning off the powder. Make sure you clean it up with a fluffy brush, a fluffy huge brush to blend out everything. It takes out the powder, the cakey, they call it cakey, whatever powder that's left on your skin that did not set. And then now I'm using my incense setting spray so to set my makeup and make sure that it lasts long, and then I help it dry out. Now this is the final look. I really love this look. It looks beautiful. It gives the I am matured vibe. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. See you on the next video. Thank you.